Namaste and warm welcome to the Swayam MOOC Telugu language learning series. I am Battulu Venkateshwarlu, your instructor, and I am delighted to guide you through this course. This lesson presents a systematic analysis of present tense constructions and their corresponding negative forms in Telugu language. Objective of this lesson, which means Patya Laksham, this lesson aims to provide a systematic account of present tense, which means progressive constructions in Telugu, with particular emphasis on person, number, gender, agreement suffixes, morphological structure of the verb, phonetic realization, structural formation, verb root plus tu or tunna and personal suffix. The verb root cheyu, which means to do, progressive form చేస్తున్నాను, which means I am doing. Morphological breakdown, verb root, which means మూల ధాతువు, lexical meaning cheyu, which means do. The personal suffixes tu or tunna plus progressive aspect marker indicates ongoing action. Personal suffix agreement, person, number, gender plus nu first person singular. Personal suffix verb pattern is, for example, the verb cheyu, which means to do. First person singular చేస్తున్నాను, which means I am doing. Second person singular noun honorific చేస్తున్నావు, which means you are doing. Third person singular masculine noun honorific చేస్తున్నాడు, which means he is doing. Third person singular feminine and neuter form చేస్తున్నది, which means she or it is doing. First person plural చేస్తున్నాము, we are doing. Second person plural honorific చేస్తున్నారు, which means we are doing. Third person plural honorific చేస్తున్నారు, which means they are doing. The core explanation of present tense in Telugu language, present tense, which means progressive forms, are derived by attaching the aspectual marker tunna to the verb stem, followed by the person, number, gender, which means png agreement suffixes. An important principle that should be clearly understood and consistently remembered. To elaborate the verb stem carries the core lexical meaning. Example, chaduvu, which means read, tinu, which means eat. To express an ongoing action equivalent to English is am or reading. The progressive marker tunna is added directly to this stem crucially. Tunna itself does not indicate who is performing the action. It only signals that the action is in progress. The specific person, which means first person, second person, third person, number, which means singular, plural, and gender, which means masculine, feminine, and neuter, are then expressed by adding the appropriate png suffix after tunna. In Telugu, neuter agreement in this present progressive is marked by the personal suffix the, which is added after the aspectual marker tom. Now, see the related vocabulary. Chaduvu, which means study. Vandu, which means cook. Ammu, sell. Nammu, which means believe. Konu, buy. Tinu, which means eat. Vinu, which means listen. Tisukonu, which means take. Vandukonu, which means cook oneself. Kurchonu, which means to sit or to sit down. Konukkonu, to buy for oneself. Telusukonu, to come to know or to learn. Pattukonu, to hold or to catch. Naduchu, which means to walk or to move. Based on the above vocabulary, sample dialogue conversation is, in the following dialogue, The participants are two friends who share equal social standing. Sharanya asking, Srihansi, ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? Which means that, Srihansi, what are you doing? The academic note, ఏం become a ఏమి is preferred in formal or academic Telugu. The structure is that interrogative word plus present progressive form. Srihansi giving the answer, నేను తెలుగు నవల చదువుతున్నాను, which is to say, I am reading a Telugu novel. See the academic note, adding nenu makes the sentence explicit and formal. The structure is subject plus object and progressive verb. Srihansi, మీ అమ్మ ఏం చేస్తున్నది? Which means, Srihansi, what is your mother doing? The academic note, aim become a ఏమి is preferred in formal and academic Telugu. Note, మీ అమ్మ takes non-honorific agreement in standard grammar చేస్తున్నది. The structure is possessive plus noun plus interrogative plus progressive verb. మా అమ్మ వంట వండుతున్నది. The final meaning is that my mother is cooking food. Academic note, avoid amma. Here it is vocative. Use amma. Subject form. వంట వండుతున్నది is correct for non-honorific third person singular. The structure is subject plus object plus present progressive verb. Sharanya going to pose a question. Srihansi, మీ తమ్ముడు ఏం చేస్తున్నాడు? Which means, what is your younger brother doing? మా తమ్ముడు కూరగాయలు అమ్ముతున్నాడు. It conveys, my younger brother is selling vegetables. Instructional note, ammu become a అమ్ముతున్నాడు shows progressive formation. తమ్ముడు takes masculine agreement do. Srihansi, నువ్వు వాళ్ళ మాటలు నమ్ముతున్నావా? Which means, Srihansi, do you believe their words? See the academic note, వాళ్ళ become a వాళ్ళ is the preferred standard form in formal writing. The suffix a marks a yes, no interrogative in the present progressive. Structure is subject plus object plus verb and interrogative marker. Srihansi is providing the answer, అవును నమ్ముతున్నాను. Yes, I believe them. Analytical note, adding నేను makes the sentence explicit and formal. నమ్ముతున్నాను, నమ్ము ప్లస్ తున్నా ప్లస్ ను, present progressive first person singular. The main structure is that response particle plus verb. The next illustrate, Srihansi, ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? Srihansi, what are you doing? నేను పాటలు వింటున్నాను. I am listening to songs. Analytical note, adding నేను makes the sentence explicit and formal. వింటున్నాను, విను ప్లస్ తున్నా ప్లస్ ను, finally వింటున్నాను. This is a assimilation word. The continued conversation is that, Srihansi, మీ చెల్లెలు ఏం చేస్తున్నది? It conveys, Srihansi, what is your younger sister doing? మా చెల్లెలు అన్నం తింటున్నది. My younger sister is eating food. Theoretical observation here, adding మా చెల్లెలు makes the sentence complete and explicit. తింటున్నది become a తిను plus తున్నా, finally తింటున్నది. This is assimilation process. The structure is subject plus object plus verb present progressive. Sharanya posed a question to Srihansi concerning her own activity. నేనేం చేస్తున్నాను? Which means that, what I am doing? The grammatical observation, ఏం become a ఏమి means what and is preferred a formal academic Telugu. చేస్తున్నాను, చేస్ ప్లస్ తున్నా ప్లస్ ను, first person singular present progressive. The involved structure is subject plus interrogative plus verb. నువ్వు సరుకులు కొంటున్నావు. It means you are buying groceries. Explanatory note, adding నువ్వు makes a sentence explicit and structurally complete. The verb కొంటున్నావు is formed by కొను plus తున్నా plus వు, finally కొంటున్నావు. The sentence structure is that subject plus object plus verb, present progressive, second person singular. Observe the important point in Telugu verbs such as anu, konu, tinu and vinu form a class of u ending verbs which may be described as open ending verb stems in Telugu language. Next conversation is, నువ్వు ఎక్కడ ఉంటున్నావు? Where are you living? Scholarly note, the verb ఉంటున్నావు formed by ఉండు plus తున్నా plus వు, finally ఉంటున్నావు. The structure is subject plus interrogative plus present progressive verb. నేను హైదరాబాద్లో ఉంటున్నాను, which is to say I am living in Hyderabad. See the academic note, హైదరాబాదులో, హైదరాబాద్ ప్లస్ లో ద locative case marker in. ఉంటున్నాను, ఉండు ప్లస్ తున్నా ప్లస్ ను, రిజల్టెంట్ ఫామ్ ఉంటున్నాను. The subject structure, subject plus location plus verb plus I am. The conversation continue as follows. శ్రీహాన్సి, వాళ్ళు ఏం పట్టుకుంటున్నారు? శ్రీహాన్సి, what are they holding? See here explanation note, వాళ్ళు and వాళ్ళు are the variant spellings in Telugu, but వాళ్ళు is generally preferred in standardized or modern orthography. These two forms are phonologically equivalent. Aim become a Amy is used in academic register. Aim is derived from Amy through phonological reduction where the final vowel E is dropped in rapid or casual speech. See here the analytical explanation. పట్టుకుంటున్నారు is the standard and preferred contracted form, while పట్టుకుంటున్నారు represents a more transparent morphological form. Na plus ru makes third person plural and honorific agreement. Structure is subject plus interrogative plus verb. వాళ్ళు బిందెల్లో నీళ్లు పట్టుకుంటున్నారు, which explore that they are collecting water in pots. The observation note, నీళ్లు become a నీళ్లు is the preferred standard form in modern Telugu. పట్టుకుంటున్నారు become a పట్టుకుంటున్నారు is the contrasted and a natural form. Locative formation, బిందెల్లో, బిందెలు plus లో, locative base in pots. The structure, location plus object plus verb, present progressive, third person plural. The subsequent item, శ్రీహాన్సి, లత ఏం కొనుక్కుంటున్నది? శ్రీహాన్సి, what is Lata buying for herself? Aim became a Amy is preferred in formal and academic Telugu. కొనుక్కుంటున్నది, కొనుక్కుంటున్నది is the standard contracted form. Lata takes third person singular feminine and non-honorific suffix the. The structure is that subject plus interrogative plus verb. లత చీరలు కొనుక్కుంటున్నది. Lata is buying sarees for herself. See here the verb కొనుక్కుంటున్నది become a కొనుక్కుంటున్నది is the standard contracted form. చీరలు plural noun remains unchanged. Agreement is with the subject Lata, the predicate suffix the. Here in this lesson I have covered almost all tense forms in the present form. In the Telugu language, the present tense form have two types. One is the present adjectival participle tunna and the another is present adverbial participle tunna. I have covered these two major points. While learning the language, this pattern is the most important aspect. Once you have understand the imperative forms, then the tense will be understood in a very natural way. Once you know the proper PNG, every tense is easy. Once again, I am remembering PNG suffix inventory, first person singular, nu. Second person non-honorific, woo. Third person masculine non-honorific singular, do. Third person feminine and neuter singular, thee. First person inclusive and exclusive, mu. And also, Second person honorific singular and plural and also epicene form, ru. For example, miru. Third person plural honorific and epicene form, ru. Examples of honorific pronouns, ayana, iyana, ame, ime. Instead of using specific vocabulary while talking, we can use varu, vallu for distant reference, veeru, veellu for nearby reference. This applies both singular and plural forms. Now, let's discuss the second part of the lesson, present negative construction in Telugu language. A morphosyntactic analysis, scope and objectives. This section provides a systematic account of present negative constructions in Telugu with particular emphasis on nominalization strategies, adam and atam. The negative existential predicate, ledu. The distribution of person, number, gender, which means PNG futures, which are realized externally to the verb. Structural configuration, verb stem plus nominalizer, adam or atom plus negative existential, ledu. Illustrative derivation, cheyu to do, cheyadam, cheyadam ledu. Interpretation, someone is not engaged in the act of doing. Theoretical characterization, in Telugu, present negative constructions exhibit an analytic structure, whether in the verbal base undergoes nominalization and is subsequently followed by existential negation rather than being realized through direct inflectional negation of the finite verb. Nominalization and phonological variation. Two surface variants occur, adam standard or preferred form, atom phonological variant. This alteration reflects morphophonic variation without semantic distinction. Agreement and the absence of verbal inflection. A crucial structural property of Telugu negative constructions is that the verbal complex does not carry PNG agreement morphology. Agreement is instead encoded the subject NP, which means noun or pronoun. Affirmative and negative, చేస్తున్నాడు, which means he is doing, and చెయ్యడం లేదు, which means he is not doing. Summary of present negative constructions with చెయ్యడం లేదు. First person singular, నేను చేయడం లేదు, which means I am not doing. Second person singular non-honorific, నువ్వు చేయడం లేదు, which means you are not doing. Third person singular masculine non-honorific, వాడు చేయడం లేదు, which means he is not doing. Third person singular neuter, అది చేయడం లేదు, which means it is not doing. First person plural inclusive, మనం చేయడం లేదు means we are not doing. First person plural exclusive, మేం చేయడం లేదు, it conveys we are not doing. Second person plural honorific, మీరు చేయడం లేదు, which means you are not doing. Third person singular masculine honorific, ఆయన చేయడం లేదు, which means he is not doing. Third person singular masculine honorific proximate, ఈయన చేయడం లేదు, which means this gentleman is not doing. Third person feminine honorific, ఆమె చేయడం లేదు, which means she is not doing. Subsequent, third person singular feminine proximate, ఈమె చేయడం లేదు, this lady is not doing. థర్డ్ పర్సన్ సింగులర్ మాస్కులిన్ నాన్ ఆనర్ఫిక్ డిస్టల్ అతను చేయడం లేదు, హీఈస్ నాట్ డూయింగ్. థర్డ్ పర్సన్ సింగులర్ మాస్కులిన్ నాన్ ఆనర్ఫిక్ ప్రాక్సిమేట్ ఇతను చేయడం లేదు, ఇట్ మీన్స్ దిస్ మ్యాన్ ఈజ్ నాట్ డూయింగ్. It is hoped that the concept have been clearly understood. Language proficiency develops progressively through consistent practice. Therefore, sustained practice is strongly recommended. We will meet again soon. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Nenarlu.